And welcome back, guys. We are back at it again. And what we're doing today is going to be the top 7 things that the Model Y Performance does better than the Rivian R2. Let's jump right on into it. One of the biggest advantages currently that Tesla is holding over the R2, in my opinion, is going to be its software experience. To date, I don't think there's any in-car software experience that is going to top Tesla currently. Rivian is very close. I don't want to say that they are by any means the worst, because they are not, but Tesla is very much an S-tier software experience. I'm going to run through a few things that are going to explain why I feel that their software experience is the richest, most fulfilled, most feature-rich software out in any vehicle to date. First thing is going to be just the responsiveness. I mean, if you just look at what this car does, what the software is doing, what Tesla's doing, and paying attention to very much detail. They are using the screen real estate that they have very wisely. They are using their vehicle as an avatar through Unreal Engine. And basically, certain things that I click on in here will function. As an example, if I click this, it's going to open the charge port door. If I click on it, it clicks open. If I click here, it's going to open my trunk as you hear it going up. I can even pause it while it's going. I can close it from here. It even shows the windows going down as an example. You see my windows going down? So it's letting me know the position of what the vehicle is doing live within this screen without having to take me to a different screen to show me all of these things. As you see, they use their borders very well. You have your battery percent on one side, your time and weather on the other, and these are actually interactive. If I click on the weather, it takes me to the weather. If I click on the time, it takes me to the calendar. If I click on my battery, it'll switch it from miles to percentage. If I click on the actual number, and if I click the actual battery, it brings me up to the charging screen here. Music, as you see, is right here. You can scroll through these cards. It tells you all of the things you need to know. Your tire pressures are here. Your recommended tire pressures when they're cold. They show you all of this. The last time that this was actually monitored. It's just so dense with features, and they are very much at your fingertips. Your app launcher is right here at the bottom. It is in full color. You click on this, you get an entire screen of apps that you can control and go through. All of your actual vehicle settings, things that you may want quick function to, are at the very top here. You can also add these to the bottom if you want, or take them away. And as you see, you have a plethora of apps that you can click on. There's Tesla Dashcam, there's the Energy app, there's the Toy Box, which inside of here is tons of things like Photo Booth, Sketchpad, Paint Shop. You have different types of animations where if you click on this, it will actually play different things as you start up. You have Light Sync, one of my favorite features that Tesla has brought, and I will demo that. You have all kinds of things. They have light shows, boombox. You can make your own things. The romance mode, you can even drive on Mars. If you click here, it will switch your screen to the surface of Mars. No other brand is doing this level of detail within their vehicles. When it comes to audio streaming, they are by far the best in the business. You click on this, look at the list of items that you have here. In this list, there's even radio at the bottom. Some of them I have hidden because I just don't use them. But these are all of the options that you can select from and use. Now, to use those apps, you do either need to have a mobile hotspot plan with your own carrier and tether it to the vehicle and use your own data, or you're going to have to pay for Tesla's premium connectivity. In this particular vehicle, my Performance Model Y, when I took delivery of mine, premium connectivity is included in my vehicle. So therefore, I don't have to pay for it, but all of this is also going to be included in my particular vehicle because that was the promotion they were running. When it comes to cameras in here, you click on your camera view, you have your front, your two sides, and then you can swipe up and you have your rear. It's just so fluid. All right, everybody, and here is the biggest thing in Tesla's software stack. It's full self-driving, supervised. So here I have it set up. We're just going to a quick destination. We're going to run down to the Best Buy just to demo what this is, why I say it's one of the biggest features out there in AI that Tesla is doing, and why this is a big step over R2. As you see, we were sitting there waiting on a protected left-hand turn. Car has now completed the turn completely smoothly without any issues at all. So I have found myself using this almost daily. Anytime I'm in the car, it's on, essentially. Not saying that I don't do that when I use R2, but because Rivian software currently does not support stop line and stop signs and street light control of any form, you have to constantly disengage. And that becomes a little bit cumbersome over time. Where in the Tesla, it is a full system, point to point, top to bottom, end to end. It controls everything. And there is a reason why it is called FSD, or full self-driving supervised, because it is still possible for it to make small problems, safety critical issues. I will say that it has been a very long time since I have had a major safety critical issue where I had to disengage. That's been a very long time. But I would say most of my disengagements that I have now are going to be around the beginning of the drive, the end of the drive. So parking, that's one of its issues right now. Not that it doesn't park well, it's just sometimes it will go into a parking lot that is adjacent to where I need to be and park over there, which leaves you further away from your destination. Also, you can't necessarily pick to pull in or back in. So those are little tweaks that, they can eventually do, or they will bring to the software via a software update over the air. That's another thing with this. This system is constantly getting better and better and better with each software update. Do bugs occur? Yes. Tesla is very aggressive with fixing their bugs, but they roll out full self-driving software updates a little bit differently. They do roll them out slower, because this is safety we're talking here, everybody. So I want you to understand that they want to be as safe as they possibly can. When this first debuted long time ago, early 2020, it was rough. It was very, very, very rough. And they knew that. That's why the group was very controlled and very small. And it expanded slowly and slowly to get to the point to where it is today. So just a quick brief looking at the screen. You have your vehicle here on the screen with its blue tentacle. That's going to let you know what it's doing, its next, like the path planner. That's what that is essentially. Then you have your self-driving logos up here where it's going to let you know that it is currently in self-driving. So when it says that and it's blue, you are in that mode. You have your speed up top, and you also have the profile right below self-driving, which for us says hurry. You can go between sloth, chill, standard, hurry, and Mad Max. Sloth being absolutely the slowest thing, just like a sloth. So it's going to go the speed limit or below. Chill will go a little bit above the speed limit, maybe 2 to 3 miles an hour. Standard is going to be your most flexible one, where it's supposed to be between 5 and 7 miles an hour. Hurry is going to run about 10 over. It can go up to 85, but most of the time it tries to stay around that 10 mile an hour over range. And when I say up to 85, that is on the highway. That is not around town. None of that. It is very contextually aware. And then you have Mad Max, which will increase, its acceleration slightly. Lane changes are going to be more frequent. It's basically trying to get you to your destination as fast as it possibly can, as safe as it possibly can. Yes, this is pretty much a straight road, so it's not too much turns and things like that. But I wanted to give you a brief overview of what full self-driving supervised is, what it can, what it can't do, and things like that, and how it compares to Rivian Autonomy Plus. As of right now, Rivian's Autonomy Plus is basically standard autopilot. Back in the day, I do think Rivian's Autonomy Plus is better than what basic autopilot is on Tesla, for sure. That's nothing to dispute. You can do hands off on the R2. You're like on roads like this, and it'll follow the road in front of you and, track the car and do all of those things. It just won't stop for stop signs or traffic lights or cars coming. It's very, very first generation type, where this is very much not polished because it's not perfect, but close to it. This can park itself. You can do smart summon, or actually smart summon. You can do regular summon, which will go just where you can control the car like an RC car. You can move it forward and backwards. Actual smart summon will actually allow you to use a target or the come to me feature within a certain range of the vehicle. When you open the Tesla app, it will show you this in there. It'll give you a big bubble circle around that to let you know how far away you can be from the vehicle. You press, if you're in the come to me, it's going to use your GPS pin and come straight to you the best it can. Or if you use go to target, you can tell it to go to a certain spot and it will go there. It currently does not park itself, so you cannot get to your destination, pull up to the door, get out, press a button, and it goes park itself. That is coming, but it does not currently do that now. Right now, it will go all the way to your destination and park for you. And that's it. And you will have to get out, go in, do your shopping, do whatever you need, and then you can summon or actually summon the car to you, where it will drive through the parking lot, obeying all the rules, come right up to the door and on the correct side of the road that it has to be on and pick you up from there. This is probably the number one feature that I have that I feel that Tesla has over the entire industry, not just Rivian, not just EVs, over the entire industry. They are that good when it comes to full self-driving. The rear infotainment is another thing that Tesla does very well, and why their software is so feature rich. So in the back, as you can see here, it's currently set to the AC, but you can click through all kinds of things that you have down there. So you can go into the seats, like we talked about earlier. You can move and turn the heated seats on if you needed to. You can, there's your music that was there. If you had music playing, that's what would be there. You can adjust it. You can actually watch YouTube, Netflix, and everything back here, and even play games back. And if there is a navigational route that is in the vehicle playing at the moment, it'll actually show you that too. But yeah, and you can actually hook Bluetooth speakers, Bluetooth headsets back there. So if you have kids or family members that are back there, you can pair their own headphones to it so they can watch their own stuff back in the back of the vehicle without disturbing the front passengers. So rear entertainment in this vehicle is also very well done as well. Another reason why their software experience is just class leading. So things that the Model Y has that the R2 does not. Next up is going to be power folding seats. So in the Model Y, you can actually control these from the rear of the vehicle, the touch screen up front, and the rear screen in the back of the vehicle as well. So to power them down, you're just going to press one, then the other. And as you see, seats are going to fold down automatically. Also, the driver and passenger seat, you might have saw that shift. They do push forward, even if someone's in the seat, not much, but they do push forward. And if it's too much, they will give you an alert on there to say yes or no if you want to move the seat. And they will move out of the way for the seats to fold. And you get almost a complete flat floor here, but I would say this is about 98% flat here. To raise them back up, simply press the button. As you see, the two seats moved up, and then they're going to start to pull themselves back up here. And caveat, these are the fastest folding seats in the industry, actually, and it is pretty quick. It may not seem like on camera, but they are actually pretty fast to come down. So again, this is just another thing that the Model Y actually has that the R2 does not. On to the next one. Next on our list is going to be Bioweapon defense mode. This is something that Tesla has been doing for a long time, and I actually really commend them on this. As a person who works in the medical field, it is a very useful thing for people to have something like this, a medical grade HEPA filter in their vehicle, to get the air inside their cabin as clean as possible. The way this works in the Tesla vehicles that have it, which are Model S, X, and Model Y. Model 3 does not have it at all. But how it works is it creates positive pressure in the car, which is going to help block outside contaminants from coming in or seeping in through little air gaps that are in the car. What is going on when you turn this on is the fans are going to ramp up to their highest speed to create that slightly higher positive pressure in the vehicle. Then all of the air that the vehicle is pulling in is being pulled through that medical HEPA grade filter that is right in your cowl up front under the front trunk. All of that is going through there and then being cleaned and then pushed through an activated carbon filter as well, and then blown into the cabin. This is really, really, really well done, or really effective against, like wildfire smoke, smog, pollen, dust, allergens. When we lived in Maryland and the Canadian wildfires were going on, we actually used Bioweapon defense mode daily. I was able to actually turn it on from the mobile app, once again tying back to that software integration level that Tesla has, and able to clear my cabin of these particulates before I was able to get in the car. So I had clean air within my vehicle. I'll show you how to turn it on in here. What you do is you're just going to go to your HVAC settings and you're just going to click the little Bioweapon defense mode icon right here. When you click it, sorry for the fan speed, you may hear me speak a little louder. The fans are going to ramp all the way up. And now you are at your maximum fan speed that it can do. And Bioweapon defense mode will run like this until you turn it off. Again, it can be turned on or off from the mobile app at any time whenever you want to. And it can also be turned on from the screen inside the car as well. It is pretty loud in the car, so that is a downside to it. But if you're in an area that has bad wildfire smoke, or if it's really bad pollen day, or you have really bad allergies, I would trade the sound for this, because I can just crank the volume on the music up a little bit higher if I want to and rock out, but have clean air in the car as well. Going to be Tesla's audio quality. This is something that really I have a strong passion about, and it makes my drives when I drive this car just amazing. You know, I know people talk about audio and it's very subjective. It is. And as you see on the screen here, this is what I have for my settings. Those settings are going to be different in your vehicle. Everybody's ears are different, and the style of music that you listen to is going to be different. So those are just my adjustments there. We'll go into that a little bit more later. But what does the Model Y come with? A 16 speaker system. That is a 15 speaker system with 1 sub and 2 amps. This is just my observation and my assumption of what they're doing with the 2 amps is going to be 1 amp is dedicated to the subwoofer and 1 amp is probably dedicated to the door speakers. That's how I would set it up. That's how I used to set up all my old cars back in the day when I did audio systems in my vehicle. I would have 1 amp running my 210s in the trunk, and then the other amp would run the door speakers on the inside. Definitely ups the quality, the power that you have when your audio system. Tesla takes audio very seriously. I don't want people to think that this is going to give you like that Dolby Atmos experience, because it's not that. It just gives you more of a soundstage with a little bit more of an echo to it to make you feel like you're in a soundstage without the Dolby Atmos experience. I have felt that Dolby Atmos in some vehicles sounds fantastic. And so it really depends on how the song was mixed in Atmos when it's played in other vehicles. Like the R2 has Dolby Atmos. There are some songs in that car that sound very good, almost if not equal to how Model Y sounds, but then there's other songs that just doesn't sound that great, where in my Tesla, in here, almost everything sounds fantastic in here. I mean, no matter what I'm playing it through, everything sounds full, clean. The bass is punchy, it's clean, and if it's too much for you, you can pull it back. You can really dial this system in. Watch movies in here, it almost feels like you're in a theater. That is how immersive the system can be. You pair this audio system they have now with their latest software that they have, with the all-new acoustic glass in this vehicle, it is literally one of my favorite features in my Tesla. Just about everybody who gets in here and we listen to all kinds of music says, wow, how impressive the audio really is in this car. Class leading, in my opinion, at this price. So again, you're going to have 16 speakers, 15 door speakers, 2 amps, 1 sub. This is a strong situation over the R2. I think R2 sounds very decently good for what it is. I don't have a problem necessarily with the R2's audio. I know some others have, and when I heard it pre-production, it was rough. But, you know, in post-production or now in a actual production vehicle, it sounds pretty good. Like I said, I am thoroughly okay with it. Another thing that the Model Y has when it comes to audio is going to be an actual FM radio antenna that is in your glass back there. R2 does not have an actual physical antenna on the car. How does that affect you per se when it comes to audio? For day to day, if you live in most cities and even light rural areas, you're going to be fine. You're going to have a cell connection. So both cars, you won't really necessarily know the difference. Where this is going to play a part is when you start to go places where you don't have cellular connection. As a millennial, I don't listen to the radio. It's been 12 plus years since I've actually done an FM radio type of thing. And don't even start me on AM, because Tesla doesn't support that either in this vehicle. But when it comes to FM, you can actually tune in. So, but again, you actually have an actual radio that you can physically use, where the R2 does not have that. So if you go off the beaten path, you go camping somewhere where you have no cell service, in the Rivian R2, you won't have a radio unless you're, have music on your phone and you're Bluetooth streaming it, or if you have a Starlink Mini or whatever that is and you hook it up where you have a satellite connection and you're getting internet, then the radio will, when I say radio, I'm talking about just the FM part. But again, when it comes to Tesla, you still have that, the FM radio, and the FM radio is only in the premium vehicles. It is not in the standard Model Y, so that's just to be clear. But yeah, one of my favorite features in the Tesla is the audio, for sure. Things that I feel that the Model Y performance is better at or has over the R2 is going to be efficiency. We've had our R2 now for almost a month now, just about almost a month. And we've had our Model Y, as you can see now, for 9,304 miles. I will be doing a 10,000 mile update video on my Model Y performance, which should be a pretty good one. But efficiency in this car, as you see, has been 242.3 watt hours per mile. That is 4.1 miles per kilowatt hour in this car. And this is the highest performing Model Y that you can purchase from Tesla currently. And I, on the highway, have sometimes been running 75, almost 80, and I will still easily average 3.2 to 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, depending on, direction, weather, and all of these things. I do live in Florida. It is very flat land here, and I'm very much keeping up on top of my tire pressures. I always do that. But I have noticed that the Model Y is still, in my opinion, the efficiency king when it comes to performance, packaging, what you're getting, real world efficiency. I think it's still got a leg up over the R2. R2 is fine. We have a R2 launch edition with the 20-inch all-terrains, and around town, I would say between that 30 and 50 mile an hour range, we normally see about 3.3 to 3.8. Sometimes we'll get a 4 miles per kilowatt hour, but on the highway, 65, 75 miles an hour here, it's normally around 3.1, 3.2 at best. And anything above 70, it's definitely going to start getting around 3 to upper 2s. So I think the efficiency is still very much a stronger contender in the Model Y. I know what a lot of people are going to say, especially because Kyle just did their video. And basically, we all saw and heard what was said about R2. R2 on paper matches Model Y performance and efficiency overall, generally speaking. But in the real world, I have not seen that actually come to fruition. So again, the vehicle is still very young. Software is still very young. It's a brand new platform for them. Efficiency can increase over time as they work through the bugs and software things and improve efficiency, and they get more real fleet data back. R2, I wouldn't be shocked if the efficiency started to trend up a little bit. But again, Model Y is still very much the king of efficiency when it comes to highway driving, city driving. They just have done a bang up job on Model Y. And over the years of doing small and micro adjustments and lightening up the vehicle, tires, all of those things that, when they do them individually, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big deal. But when you put them all together, you get something like the Model Y Juniper, where the efficiency is just crazy in this car. And again, this is a 510 horsepower car, 0 to 60 in 3.3, 3.4 seconds. It could easily run 11.3, 11.4 all day. And it still can do, 4 miles per kilowatt hour on road trips. That's just insane. So that's why it's one of my top things that it has over the R2. And that was it, guys. That's our 7 things that the Model Y performance does better than the Rivian R2. We hope you enjoyed this, and we will catch you on the next one.